There is, a conversation that you and I wanted to have, about the way this show is panning out at the moment, right? So we
Hmm.
know season 5 is confirmed already, and season 4 is getting ready to wrap up. We have 2 episodes left. So I wanted to ask you, well, we've kind of discussed this. We've kind of like talked about this a lot, and the
Hmm.
way this show is going, like the way the story's unfolding, it's hard to see how much further this story can really go, because
Hmm.
it seems like we're at the end game with everything that's going down. Like, I mean, now the media has put out that the CIA is, funding the drug scene and everything, and allowing drugs into the country and everything like that, and allowing them to be sold, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, once everybody knows that that's a thing, that's going to make the government want to stop that completely, because they don't want to be exposed to the backlash that that's going to bring for them. So it's
Hmm.
like, and we know how it panned out in real life with Freeway Rick and everything. So it's like, once that's out there, the government kind of want to separate themselves from that image, and they probably will turn on Freeway Rick just to make just to keep their hands clean, kind of thing. So it's
Hmm.
like, if we're reaching this point in the story, how much further can we really go? So is with that in mind, is season 5 the final season? Because I don't see how much further they can extend it beyond season 5. So what would you think of that?
Yeah. I mean, I would say, well, first and foremost, I love the show. I'm glad that it has increased viewership. It's still a really good show. It's not perfect. Some things might be a little flawed from time to time, but it's still a solid show. And I definitely would say it is still, in my opinion, better than Power, the last season of Power. Power Ghost is okay, but yeah, definitely better than season 6 of Power. But do I think the show is over? I think that it only can extend. I do believe it only can extend to one more season because, as you mentioned already on this show, every character right now we're in the end game stages. We're at every character now. This is we're in. Everybody is in their own downfall now. Teddy is doing whatever he can to keep the operation going. Gustavo is, he thinks he might have a lead on his woman, so he's probably going to explore that at some point. And then, of course, Franklin, all the stuff happening with his family life. That's getting a lot more dangerous now for him to continue doing all of this. Plus, the main thing is that if Teddy is in a desperate move to get rid of everything, that means he would have to sever ties with Franklin as well. So I kind of feel like it only can extend for another season. Now, obviously, they haven't said that it's the final season. They said it got renewed for a fifth season, but they didn't say anything about it being the final season. Um, some people that were talking in that group that we are in are saying that maybe it can go to season 6. Maybe, but I kind of feel like you're dragging out things past that point.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is that, we spoke about this before. I think we felt like this whole gang thing between Manboy and Scully had to end by the end of the season. I
Yeah.
don't feel that that's going to happen now because we only have 2 episodes left, and there hasn't really been any movement in terms of this getting closer to ending. Um, so I mean, a lot can happen in the next 2 episodes. So surely that's possible, but I kind of feel like this Manboy thing, this is going to extend into next season. At least as far as that's concerned. Khadijah might be the one that gets taken out by the end of the season, and that will trigger Manboy and Scully to really go after Franklin. But we'll see how that plays out. But for right now, I would say, for me at least, until I'm convinced otherwise, it feels like season 5 is the last season of the show.
Yeah.
Um, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's
Because it's hard.
interesting what you said about the gang stuff, they cuz it seems like it was like really heavy at the start of the season. It seemed like, this was going to be the whole season, like this whole gang war and stuff, and then it kind of slowed down a lot the
Hmm.
past few episodes. So the only way it can kind of tie up this season is if there's like one big, like, shootout or something between everyone, like in these next 2 episodes or something, and a lot of people die. But you know, unless that happens, then like you said, it seems like this might drag out until, you know, the next season. And I think you could possibly have somebody maybe like Khadija or Scully die, but I don't think all of them are gonna die. Like I don't think, you know, they're gonna take out the whole gang. So somebody is gonna survive, and then that's gonna cause more problems leading into the next season. So yeah, and then also you have the dynamic between Franklin and Teddy, and I feel like that is going to become a thing where we see those two kind of on opposite sides. Like they're going to turn on each other at some point. I think, you know, and Teddy is going to want to bring down Franklin and kind of maybe try to pin everything on him. You know, make him the evil kingpin who did everything or whatever. And Franklin, you know, with the knowledge he has about, you know, Teddy being CIA, maybe he can plan some things that, you know, can make Teddy's life difficult. So, so yeah, I feel like we're gonna reach a point where those two kind of have to turn on each other, and I feel like, you know, if once that starts to happen, that it's not gonna go on too much longer. Like unless it becomes like a trial kind of show where like they're showing the back and forth in the courtrooms and, you know, things like that. But I don't know if that's the direction they're really gonna go in, but we'll have to wait and see.
That's a good point. I think you said it right there. Once they start to turn on each other, that's when I guess it's coming to an end. I was thinking, you know, because really the story is about those three characters: Gustavo, Franklin, and Teddy. So honestly, if the show was to continue, I mean, if they wanted to, they can continue what's happening with these characters outside of the drug stuff. But I kind of feel like it would lose the whole purpose of the Snowfall thing, because they're all connected to selling this product and having something to do with the product and how it grows and expands. So if you was to focus on just what's going on them directly and not related to the product, then it kind of feels like it would be long in the tooth. Yeah. So I agree. Yeah, once that starts to happen between Teddy and Franklin, that's probably when it's coming to an end. But we'll see what they say. It definitely feels like season 5 could be the end. If not, for some odd reason, season 6. I don't think it's going past that though.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like they've already told a lot of story in the show already. So we just have to wait and see. But I guess really ultimately, I guess it depends what happens in the next 2 episodes right now, because if some other major characters are taken out, and that starts the whole thing where Teddy is turning on Franklin or vice versa, then you can say, okay, maybe season 5 is it. But I guess it depends on what happens in the finale and everything leading up to it. But we'll see. I'm very curious to know what the viewers think, if this show is going to continue, if they think season 5 is the last season, or if they think that this can continue for like another 2 or 3 seasons. But I honestly feel it's either season 5, and if it's not season 5, season 6 is it, for sure.
Yeah.
But five sounds like a safe bet. If I had to make a guess.
Yep. Yeah, I think the main thing for me is like once the CIA has been outed for their involvement in this, it's like how much further can you go? Because then, you know, everybody kind of knows something like that is going on. So it's like, you know, it makes it hard to imagine that they can keep on going, you know, keep on doing business like they already have, when that secret has already been kind of exposed. So yeah,
exactly.
That's my main thing.